Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Yes, y'all. I know I've been gone. I told y'all when I had the surgery to my back. They said it would take like a year for me to really like heal. It's like I got a BBL, but I didn't. And my boo boo is hurting me. Besides my back being open like a chicken, like wide open, and I got like a rod, screws and everything inside of my back, y'all. So sometimes I just can't do it. Like, I try to, but I be in so much pain that I just try to just go to sleep because it's that bad. I have to get up and try to wash myself, try to do something in the house, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it because I can't pick up anything. When I do bend down, it feel like the rod is gonna come out my back. It's just a mess, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I'm just letting y'all know that I miss y'all, and that's why I haven't been putting up videos. But anyway, y'all, I want to talk about Celeste and David. I know everybody assuming that David's guilty, and it's a lot of people that think that Celeste is just fast. She was just fast. But I'm gonna be real with you, like, no. She was 14 years old when she passed away. In that manner. Now you gotta think about it. That Tesla that she was fountain, the Tesla flunk, how you say frunk, was about this big. You feel me? It had to be like this big. So know this. She wasn't alive when they put her in that frunk. Because she couldn't fit in there. No way. She was 5'2". You understand? 120 pounds. There's no way she could fit in that thing. No way, no how. No. They got her in there because she was already passed away, and they could just bend her body the way they wanted to. So I just wanted to say this here. A lot of people saying that Celeste was just, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying a lot of people I'm watching is saying that she was just fast. She was just fast, a fast little girl. I don't believe that. Because you don't understand. If you never been through abuse, you're not gonna understand it. So I'm gonna break it down to you. If you in a household where there's abuse going on, you understand? Your first thing is that I need to get out of here. Like, for real. Especially if the abuse is towards you. You understand? You could take it for a little while, but then you start thinking in your mind, like, when I go to school and I see my classmates and their parents come up there, they look happy. You just see something different, and you like, this ain't right. Like, I believe Celeste was in an abusive home. I really do believe that. Then you had this creep, David, that was on the other end of her. And we really don't know what age Celeste was when she was on that computer talking to David. We know David been on there all his damn life. Like, he been on there for a very long time. So if she's abused and David got pulled out of school to be homeschooled, okay? So you got two people. One allegedly is abused, and you have another one that got pulled out of school and he has no friends. You understand what I'm saying? He has no friends. He's just homeschooling. So what do? They go to the computer and they start going on all these different type of games or whatever, and they make friends on there. So we don't really know what age that David could have met Celeste. It could have been a long time. It could have been some years. And as her being in an abuse household, and David being lonely because he's a homeschool kid, he ain't got nobody to play with. You know what I'm saying? His peers. He's not around his peers. which is a bad thing. I don't think that's a good idea when parents, I'm not saying every parent, when some kids is pulled out of school and homeschool because they're not in the real life. They're not in the real, they don't understand like real life. You understand? They ain't got no streetwise. They're not streetwise. You understand? They're not streetwise because you took them away from their peers. So now they're on their own. So they go to the computer and they make friends. And I believe he made friends with Celeste. I cannot tell you how old she was because only person can tell you that is the computer if they took her computer and know what age she was when she started, communicating with people on the computer. And David being alone, you know what I'm saying? They pulled him out of school, so he basically alone. So he don't have nobody to play with. So he's playing on his computer. And I believe he met Celeste. And when Celeste, being that she allegedly in an abusive household with her family, because they said the police was called out there 11 times. That's a lot of times for the police to be called out there. I don't know what they didn't say like, what they was called out there for. You understand? I really don't know. But when you have a child that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, and they in a household where it's abuse, the first thing you want to do is get the hell out of there. You understand? Because you're not fully, you think you are, but you're not fully developed up here. So you figure if I run away, I'm going to get away from this. But see, it's not reality because you have to eat. You have to sleep. You have to bathe. So that's all the way out the window. They're not even thinking that far. So that makes a lot of young ladies and men, but mostly young ladies, run into the wrong hands. Because let me tell you something. If you out in that street, you gonna get tired. You understand what I'm saying to you? You will get tired. You want to go sleep. And when you in a situation that you're sleepy and bad enough that you ain't even like wash yourself and stuff like that, you happen to fall into the wrong hands. You understand? Because this is something that you have to do. You have to eat. You have to bathe. You have to sleep. But when you're that young, you're not thinking like that. And I'm not going to say Celeste was just fast. I'm not going to say that. Because I believe she was groomed online. So David, I believe, gave her a cushion. He gave the wishes. Whatever she wished for, he gave it to her. You can sleep. You can bathe. And I'll feed you. You understand? So she's not thinking rationally. And I really believe that she went to David's house very, very young. And he knew it. David knew it. Even if David wasn't the one that murdered her, he knew what else that he knew that he took in a child. He knew that. He knew he took in a child. He knew everything about her because they talk. She done told him everything. You understand? Because if you realize it, when we seen Celeste, it wasn't like she was like, we seen one picture of her with a pocketbook, but he was hiding her face up here. The pocketbook was expensive. You understand what I'm saying? But when you seen her, when she was with his brother, when they went backstage when he was performing, she looked a hot mess. Like, she had on these little pink little stretch pants. That's a child. You can see that children wear that. You don't see adults with that on. Like, that's just silly. And it was pink. And then she had her Hello Kitty, look, what you call them? Crocs. The little Hello Kitty Crocs to match the little pink thing she had on. And she had this big old hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Every time we seen her, Her face was covered. You understand? Because that's him. That's not her. That's him. Because she doesn't understand. Because she's safe now. She's safe with him. She has somewhere to sleep. She has somewhere to sleep. She has somewhere she can wash herself. So she feels safe. Because David gave her that. Because he groomed her. He groomed her. No, I don't believe that. People keep saying that she was just fast. I don't believe that. Because you could see she had another little boyfriend, and they were saying, they was questioning him, and he was saying, like, you know, I think she just liked me. And then when they came to the answer, like, how old was you when that happened? He was like 13. Like, boy, bye. Boy, shut up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to disrespect him or anything, but that was just crazy. You 13. Then he said that she said that she wants something serious. She 13, my guy. She's 13. Because she's not, I just told you, she's not thinking rationally. To say that you want something serious at 13 years old is ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? This sounds ridiculous. I'm not even saying that, you know, he didn't tell her that. She told this little boy that. Because it sounds crazy. When he said the age, he said 13. I was like, oh my God. Wait. He said he was 13. So that he said that he older than her. So she was 12. She's 12 years old and gonna go to a 13 and be like, I want something serious. Are you freaking kidding me right now? So that shows me and tells me that something is going on in that household. Like, for real. Something seriously is going on in that household. Because when she ran, they got the video. I know y'all all seen it. When she was running away that day. When she was running away, she didn't know whether to run, to walk, or what. But if you really look at that video, it seems like she was crying. Yes, she was crying. Look at the video. I'm going to put the video up. Look at the video. Because the young lady that walked past her, she went like this. She did a double take. Okay? The reason probably why she did that double take, because she was concerned. Because she seen Celeste crying. Trying to bail out. You understand? Trying to run from what? Why do you have to run like that? Because y'all have to think about it. Think about it for real. It was 7 o'clock in the morning when she bailed. She could have bailed. It was a school day. So she basically could have bailed, act like she was going to school, and just bounce from there. You understand what I'm saying? It was a certain reason why she bounced at 7 o'clock. Something happened that morning and she was crying. And then the parents were saying that they didn't see Celeste for almost a year. A year. Almost a year. You ain't see a child in almost a year. But then we see the picture with Celeste arguing with her neighbors. You see Celeste outside arguing with the neighbors. She sound older, but she sound childish. You understand? And she kept using the N-word. And the guy was like, why you keep calling me the N-word? I'm not black. It was crazy. But she was arguing with the neighbors. But that was 4 months after they said she ran away. So what the hell is that? So the neighbor said the next day They went to the house, and the father came to the door, and the people that she was arguing with, their father came, and he was like, I apologize what happened last night, the argument between, your daughter. And he was like, it's good. It's all good. Because, see, that scene right there, that seems crazy. Because if the kids was playing the game ding dong and run, or ring the bell and run, we did that when we was young. I think everybody, their mama, when we was very young, we did the same thing. We knocked on the door, we rang the bell, and we ran. It's a young thing. So she came out there breaking. But the way she was behaving in the backyard, you understand? She was behaving like she thought she was older. But the people that lived right next door, they was checking her. They was like, look, little girl, go on now. Go on now. Go on now. You better go on. And she just kept saying, you ain't gonna let me talk. He said, hell no. Go on, little girl. And he kept calling her, little girl, go on. Because she's trying to be an adult. Because remember, she's in and out the household. So she thinks she's living a adult life. But he keep checking her. Little girl, you better go on. And stop calling us N-words because we're not black. Where that came from, I don't know. That was crazy. But anyway, she kept saying that. So, for her to be in that backyard and cursing and being so upset, just tripping the hell out, going bananas, why the family did not, why her mother or her sister or her father didn't come outside and was like, yo, come in the house, what you doing right now? Because this dude is about to, he was like, listen, S.A. He was Mexican for real. For real. He was like, listen, S.A. looking, stop calling me the N-word. I'm not black. S.A. Like, he was serious. Like, he about to smack her. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why the family didn't come outside and be like, yo, get your little behind up in the house. What's up with you? Get in the house. They had no control of Celeste. You understand? They had no control. I don't understand why would they let her continue on talking the way she was talking in the backyard. And they lied about her not being there in the house. Because they said a whole year. That's a lie. Because we saw the picture clearly of Celeste. So that's what I'm saying. Something was seriously going on in this household. And I don't believe that it was Celeste trying to be grown. I don't believe that. Because a lot of people have to understand, for you to say that Celeste was trying to be grown, sometime when you're in an abusive household, they make you think that. You understand? Because they put you in positions like you're an adult. They put you in positions like you're an adult. They mess your head up. So you really thinking like, what's going on with me is like it would go on like with an adult. So you lose yourself. You lose yourself. And okay, now, like I said, the day that she was running to wherever she was running to, I believe she was running to a car. And she got in it, and that was it. But what gets me is when David went on his world tour, where was Celeste? Did he leave Celeste at the house, at his apartment? Where was Celeste? Did he leave her there? That's what I'm confused at. No one can talk to David right now. because he has a good lawyer and nothing is going to be said. But that is something we need to know. When he went on his world tour, where was Celeste? Did you leave her at your apartment? And who else stayed at your apartment? You understand? Because they showed David's apartment. Then they showed where the car was at. Now, where David's apartment was at, it's here. And you have to walk way down. I'm not saying walk forever, but damn it, if I live right here, I'm parking my car right here. At first, the car was parked there. It was parked from side to side. But what drew attention to the car was it's a $100,000 car. It's a $100,000 Tesla. So you got other people in the box that has a Tesla, and if you got a $100,000 Tesla, you ain't even trying to get a dent, a bump. Listen, my car looking good, okay? But this car had dings. The back was banged up. The front had a dent. So that draws attention to people that, have a Tesla. They like, wait a minute. Why that car towed up like that? That's how much that car cost? And it was just sitting there. And it was being, like I said, moved from side to side. But then whoever was in charge of that car decide to move it from in front of David's apartment down a ways. A little walk. But then there's some hedges there. It's hedges all the way down. It's a little walk. Then you got to go around. Then you got to go to the right. And they show you where David's car was parked. So that's the crazy part, because it's David's car. No matter where you park it at, it's his car. Because people know it was parked in front of the door. They live there too. He got 6 neighbors. He got 6 houses on that block. So they know that car was, they're the ones that called it in. Like, yo, this is a abandoned car out here. Like, and that's another thing. That's weird. When the neighbors said that the car was abandoned, that right there threw me. Because if they knew, I'm not saying personally know him, but if they knew that that car was driven by their neighbor, you understand what I'm saying? Because you live there, you know what I'm saying? You live there for a whole year or whatever you live there for. This car has been driven by somebody. So why would they say the car was abandoned? You understand? Because you're the neighbor. You know who was driving that car. I ain't saying everybody nosy, but damn it, you live on the block. You gonna damn sure, see who drive what. So he has a 3-car garage, and you're going on a world tour. A world tour. And you're gonna leave your Tesla parked outside your house. You just gonna leave your car parked there, right? Mm-hmm. So you just gonna leave your car parked in front of your house, knowing you are on a world tour. Why you didn't park it in the garage? That's the part that got me. Why wouldn't you park your car in the garage knowing that you wasn't going to be here? You feel me? You're not going to be here, so I'm going to make sure. First of all, I got a 3-car garage. Hey, I'm parking my car in my garage. That's just the way it is. I don't give a damn if I wasn't going on a world tour. My car gonna be in the garage. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you gotta think about it. It wasn't no little Honda or a goddamn little Toyota or something like that there. We're talking a whole $100,000 car. That's a car that you want to park in the garage because you ain't trying to get it messed up. But you leave it on the street. That's the part that's throwing me. Then you have this young man that said he was just going to take pictures of the crime scene or whatever, David's house and all of that there. That's why David left. A lot of people say it's kind of suspicious that he just bounced, soon as this happened, he just bounced, right? But y'all, like, I'm gonna be real. Even if he did not do this, he had no choice but to leave. Because guess what happened? It would be so many people harassing him. Like, for real. It would be so many people harassing him. Like, for real. It would be so many people harassing David that he definitely could not stay there. So he had to go. That is, I'm telling you right now. Like, for real. Yeah. And they swatted his parents' house. Yeah. They squatted his parents' house. Said that there was shooting there and there was a dead body. First of all, if David did not do this, somebody is really trying to set him up. Because let me tell you this here. When them police came to his parents' house, knowing that his mother just got caught, TMZ, they catch everything. But they stumped on this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This some real, I never seen TMZ didn't. TMZ, I don't know. They got like body snatchers because they out there. You feel me? They got zombies out there because they see everything. And this is one thing that they not understand the way what the hell is going on, because this is tricky. So to me, somebody hates him. Somebody hates him. For you to SWAT his parents' house, I'm going to be real. I think that was awful. I think that they could have got his parents unalived. Because, like I said, they just showed his mom buying a piece. Because she probably was getting harassed. Yeah. So she went to get her piece. She doing what she's supposed to do. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. But they can get one in Texas anyway. They can get a piece anyway. But anyway, she went to get it. So they swatted the parents' house. Now, them cops came there with their piece out. Like, for real. They came there like, duh. They was like this. They was like, yo. So they banging on the door, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't banging like crazy, but, they banging on it because they scared as hell. Like, they like, I don't know what's going on. Joe Boss, somebody just got finished shooting, powing, and now we got to go in there and see what's really going on. And you said it's a dead body. So now they scared. Y'all already know. They scared. So they got their piece out. So when they get to the door, thank God the parents did not come to the door with their piece. Because y'all already know it would have been bad. As soon as the police would have seen that piece, they would have let off. You feel me? They would have let off. because they only going by what somebody called in. You feel me? A dead body, and then they heard shots. So they wasn't playing no games. They were scared, like I said. And then on top of that, when police are scared, you know, they scared. They got their hand on the trigger, like for real. So literally, when she would have opened that door, if she would have had her piece in her hand, because she don't know who the hell is at my door. You feel me? Like for real. And then they slammed the door. Like the parents slammed the door because they wasn't even really believing like these was cops. Like for real. They wasn't feeling that. They was like, yo, I don't really know. All I know, they got their pieces out. Why they got their pieces out? And that's when they was like, I'm gonna call 911 my damn self. So the parents called 911 because they wasn't feeling it. They was like, I don't really know. So that's when they really told her, yes, the police is at your home. That's why both of them came back to the door. And when they showed them, excuse me, the number and what they said that a dead body was in there, I don't even know how they did that because she was looking at it on her, you know, it looked like it was on the phone or something, right? It did look like it was on the phone. I don't know. And they was like, that's when the mom was like, yo, look at the number. It's not even in this state. And it was like, oh hell, it's not. So that's when the family said, the father said, somebody messing with us. Somebody messing with us. So that could have got his parents unalive, like for real. So that's the that's the dangerous way that his parents could have lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? Playing that type of silly game, lying, saying that there's a body in the house, and then you hear shots. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am so glad that his parents did not come to that door with their piece, like for real. Because I'm telling you right now, they would have got it. Because these police was already scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know. So that's when they said they're going to walk around the house to make sure that it's good. And I'm going to be real with you. Being that they know, their people know where David's family live now. Because they said they live at the Doom Box. Like, way out there where, you know, far away from people, like, you know. So that's what makes me think it's somebody close to David. It has to be somebody close to David that really that don't like his ass. You know what I'm saying? And then his little brother, they saying that, you know, they talking to this brother, and you know, because remember Celeste and the little brother was in, you know, in the backstage when he was doing his concert. So you know that, well, if David got a lawyer, all of them got a lawyer, because they can't, you know, go to that little boy and be like, you know, what's up? You know, you was with her that night. You know, both of y'all, we see you and her together. You know, we see her little Hello Kitty. She wasn't even dressed. So that's the part that's getting, that's the part that's really strange for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you taking a young lady out in the open, knowing that she's young, you know what I'm saying? Like, David knew that there's no way, I don't give a damn what y'all talk about. Nobody could tell me that David thought that little girl was 19. No way, no how. He knew exactly her age. He'd been talking to her for a very long time. So we ain't trying to hear none of that where he thought she was 19 years old. No, bro. You knew. You knew. how old this little girl was, you know. But people is putting out there like she was just fast, you know what I'm saying? She was a fast little girl, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't believe that. I would never say that about her. And I just believe, like I said, something was going on in her household. And she was looking for love in all the wrong places. You understand? That's how it works. This is how it works. When you put yourself out there like that, you got piranhas, baby. They will eat you up and spit you out. Mm-hmm. And then they saying that they don't know if she passed away from drugs, you know, drugs, you know what I'm saying? They don't know that, you know, and they got scared and put her in the trunk of the car and all of that extra stuff. I don't, no, I don't believe it was, I don't just doesn't believe it was drugs. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because she been with David the whole time. She been staying with him the whole time. He wasn't hiding her. They're online together. You understand? And like I said, people is blaming David. Yes. I'm blaming his ass too. I'm blaming him. I'm not blaming him for the M, for the murder. Not yet. You understand? I'm not blaming him yet because this has got me twisted too. But when I said this in my other video, he groomed her. Okay? And David acted different. When she was around David, he was macho. She gave him that, yeah, you know, I'm the man. But you only the man to her. You feel me? You only the man to her. To this kid. Like I told you, when somebody put their hand on your shoulder like that, when they place their hand on your shoulder and look into your eyes and be like, you know, I'm the one that, you know, made you and all this type of stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that had to be crazy. Look, that's intimidation. That's called intimidation. When somebody put their hand on your shoulder, and I told y'all this in my other video, that's intimidation. Because you was talking to her, so why not finish talking to her? Why did you have to place your hand on her to make sure she recognized what I'm saying? You feel me? When somebody put their hand on their shoulder and they look you dead in your face, they ain't playing no games. They like, yo, this is what I said, right? But she bounced. And when she said she bounced off him and she was like, yeah, but is it okay for you to mess with little kids? And that's when, you know, she was like, oh. And he was just like, erase everything, delete everything. Delete. You know why? He had to keep his composure. He had to keep his composure. Because he ain't never probably thought she was going to say something like that. But that shows you she knows what he's doing is wrong. Yes. And a lot of people say, well, why is she there? I just told you. When you in an abusive household and you need somewhere to sleep, to wash, and to eat, you will endure that. You will endure stuff like that. You will. You would endure that. Like, for real. So, I don't like when people say she just was fast. And no, she wasn't fast. But the parents could make you fast. They make you live this life. You feel me? If you abusing me in my household, in our household, you making me make a choice. Stay here and endure this, or let me get the hell out of here, and wherever I go, I go. That's why a lot of young ladies run away. And they get caught up in the wrong things. Trafficking. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Celeste was. That's how I feel. They make you grow up because you have to fend for yourself. You don't have no business fending for yourself at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15. Not when you have parents in the house. That's not how it go. But I believe that Celeste was in an abusive household. I really believe that. And they said her parents got up and they moved. Move for what? Don't say because David, because David got up and moved. No, he had to move, okay? He the one with all the money, okay? He got the money. He's a celebrity. He's the one that did the wrong, okay? So he ain't had no choice but to get the hell up out of there. Because trust me, niggas been knocking on it. Ninjas been knocking on his door like, Dave, come outside for VD, okay? Come outside. But with Celeste, it's accusations. You know what I'm saying? She can't tell the story because she's no longer here. But I'm telling y'all, I have this feeling. I really have this feeling inside, in my soul, that she was in an abusive household. I don't like when people say she just was grown. They made her grown. They made her grown. Like, for real, they made this little girl grown. Because when you have to go out there and fend for yourself, that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of yourself. Y'all could see what she was wearing. Come on now. I mean, the hoodie all the time. These big old glasses all the time. Y'all, I know y'all hear that bell. Y'all know I live in the area with Jewish at, and this is the alarm. Yes, what time is it? Oh, about that time. The holiday the holiday must be tonight. There must be another holiday tonight. But anyway, let's get back. Excuse that. That's what they do. So, like I said, a lot of people is calling the little girl fast. But she was looking for love. I believe that Celeste was looking for love in all the wrong places. You understand? Okay, y'all. It's gonna get loud, y'all. We can let it pass. Like, okay, we can let it pass. It's not a war going on, y'all. Okay, we're gonna let this pass, y'all. It's loud. But anyway, yeah, I don't want y'all to think, it's loud. It's loud. Yeah, I swear. I don't want y'all, I'm only speculating too. But I can see, as a woman, when I see her with David, I can see she felt a little comfortable. And he literally felt comfortable himself. He's a psychopath because, he felt that he could bring Celeste, in the public, which is, I think the boy, something's wrong with the boy. You understand? I'm not saying that he did the unaliving. I'm not saying that. I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet. I think something else sinister is going on here. I'm not there yet. But for him to think it's okay to literally get online with a little girl sitting next to him, and he has his hand on her, excuse me, looking directly in her eyes, telling her, I made you. Like, what? Right there. That's crazy. Come on, think about it, y'all. Y'all got an underage person online. You so comfortable that you feel that you can bring a little girl and put your hand on her shoulder, let her know, like, I made you though, right? And she did something that he thought that she would never do. Call him out. She called him out. She was like, yeah, but is it okay for you to mess with little kids? Did you see his face, y'all? He was like, oh, hell no. Like, he was like, yo, he tried it. It was too late. She said it. You understand? Because her running away to be with David, and she probably didn't know that goes with predators. Predators want to do more to you. And maybe that's not what she wanted. Because if she wanted that, if she was so comfortable with the man, because you gotta remember, she was 14 years old. She 14, he 20. So remember, she thinks she grown because that's the way the family, I believe, this is just allegedly, that she is grown. Because she done been out there. She done been out there, like, I'm not saying she been in the streets, you understand? She been with the predator. She been with David. And she felt like, this is my friend. He's my friend. We friends online. We friends. And things had to go a little different when he wanted something else. That's why she said what she said. Because if she felt, I love this guy, I'm 14, but I love this guy, he got money, and I'm just going to give myself to him because I love him. She wouldn't have never said that. No. Because you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? You love him. And, remember, she's 14. She's right now today, if she was alive, she would be 15. But we're going to keep it at 14 because she never made it to 15. But this is what I really did come on here to start. I don't know why this. Oh, hold on one second. Damn. Sorry. So this is what I wanted to say. Y'all have to understand. Come on, she's 14, and you have to go back some more years when this first started. And she's not an adult. Even if she was alive today, she still wouldn't be an adult. You understand? Just because this other boyfriend, the little boyfriend, say that, she wanted me because she wanted me. She just wanted somebody. And then when they asked how old, he said he was 13. And he's older than her. So what the hell? She was 12? Boy, bye. Boy, bye. I don't even believe that. I don't know. I don't know about that. But all I know is this case got everybody scratching their head. Like, for real. This is one case for real. Everybody just scratching their head because this poor child was put in the front of a Tesla. And you can see it was so damn small. It was like the size of a damn baby's bathtub. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. How cruel. How cruel. I don't know if she was chopped up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All I know is the process of her decomposing, of course, is going to speed up. You got to think about it, too. That tight ass plate, that tight, even for when they went there to get her out of there, they just gonna do that because she was stuffed in there. She too big for that front. She too big. A baby can get in that front. A little kid about 3 can get in that front. Not a damn 12, not a girl that's 5'2", 120 pounds. Like, damn. So that's the part that's messing me up. And I'm not understanding, like, how, they got cameras everywhere. And that rich place there where people got, he paying $20,000 rent. Like, that was crazy as hell. That would show me that. Is he slow? Is he slow? Because if you're going to pay somebody $20,000, 5 months is $100,000. Bro, you could buy your own home. Like, what the hell? Is he slow? Then the little car that came out, the little red car they brought out, that the guy was all masked up. We couldn't see who the hell that was. Saying management, not the manager. Management. What's going on? Why is that person's truck parked? Why that person's car is parked in your garage? Did he lay there? All this here is all mysterious. It's mysterious. And I wish they'd come down, I hope they, get it together and make some type of arrest. Because I'm telling y'all right now, being that these people that David be around like to wear masks. Yeah. They like to wear masks. So they have to show somebody carrying a bag, a basket, or something. And remember, they had to take that long walk if they didn't do it when the car was parked in front of the door. Because she been there for a while. But people saying that her birthday came up, David didn't say anything. He's not even coming out, say he can't. He can't. You know the right. When they read your rights. Anything you say will and can be used against you. So they like, shut the hell up. So don't think, something, that he's not supposed to lawyer up. If this situation happened, you have to lawyer up. You have no choice but to lawyer up. Like, for real. You had no choice. You really didn't. But, I just wanted to get my 2 cents in on, this little girl. Because she didn't deserve that. She did not deserve that. And she doesn't deserve people. Like, she's not here anymore. you know. And I don't think she deserved people saying like, oh, she was just fast, she wanted to be grown. No, I don't believe that. Mm-mm. 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 If you haven't been through domestic violence, abuse, you understand, you don't get it. You understand, you don't get it. If you've been living a good life with your parents and everything is hunky-dory and no problems and stuff like that, but when, listen, I have experience. I'm trying to tell you. It's different. It's totally different, yo. You grow up real quick. Like, you ain't got no choice. You understand what I'm saying? So you do have a choice. You can stay where you at, or you could just bounce and be like, gone. But she bounced. But remember, she got lucky because she bounced. Well, not lucky because she's not here no longer. She got lured in by a predator online, because that's what he was. David was a predator that was online. And there's a lot more. He's one of them that we know, and it's true. I'm not going to say allegedly that he was a predator, because he was a predator. For you to be talking to a child, you are a predator. Yes. We know that 100%. 100%. We may not can prove that you know, had touched her or anything like in that manner. You know, you need proof of that. But she's not here to, to tell us. But we not done. I know I ain't stupid. He touched her. Allegedly, he touched her. I can tell by the way he put his hand on her shoulder and he looked in her face. It was like, I made you. You know that. But she came back at him like, bam. Okay, you think you made me. Yeah, but you made me. But did I have to do that? Did I have to do all of that? So what we did, swap out? I give you this, you give me that? Yeah, he was. Yeah, David's. I don't know. David is weird. You feel me? I don't care what nobody say. They can say he's autistic. He got, he's smart as hell and all that stuff. Yeah. He think he that smart. So what? So what? He made music and he made a million likes or whatever the case may be. Because you're dark. You have a lot of dark people out here. You feel me? And people would want to hear the music that you was making, that have her name in it and all that. And then you find another Celeste. This is all weird. You feel me? He got another Celeste, tried to make her look like this Celeste. She ain't look like her. She did not look like her. That girl looked like she was grown, okay? Celeste did not. Celeste did not look grown. She did not. The lookalike Celeste did. The CC girl, she did. You could look at her and tell the way she was moving around, girl. She was grown. But little Celeste wasn't. She couldn't even be herself online. She had to keep having the hoodie on, big glasses on, things in front of her face. Everything was hitting. This man is a predator. And he knew how to do it. He was good at it. And he did it in front of all our faces. Like what? So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go. Bell again. I'm going to go. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe, y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments, like, I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, if y'all feel different, y'all let me know in the comments. Like, I'm just saying abuse. You understand what I'm saying? I really believe that Celeste was abused in her household. I really do believe that. Yes. And my heart go out to, all the ones that loved her. You know what I mean? All the ones that my heart go out to it, you know what I'm saying? Because she was very young, and to see her, you know, being out in the street, and it's just heartbreaking. And then when you catch the family alive, like she came back. Why y'all didn't say she came back? Because y'all already knew what it is. And they will come. Now listen, let me just say this here before I go. A lot of people say if you're abused, why you go back? It could be one person in the household that abused you. But you want to go back to the one that you love. You feel me? It could be either or. But you want to go back to the ones you love. Like for real. You would do it. You would do it. Yes. You're not gonna, yes. Let's not take it away the love you have for the one that's not abusing you. You want to see that person again. Even though that person over there is the villain. You already know. Alright, y'all. I'm going to go now. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe, y'all. I'm out. Peace.